We basically needed to obliterate our marriage. Gracious, no doubt I really wanted more opportunity. Clutch your seats, people. The Smith family is back with considerably more jaw-droppy disclosures that will leave you as eager and anxious as can be, and this time everything revolves around Willow, who appears to have contacted her limit with her folks in customary ways. In spite of their transparency, Willow has had enough and is currently releasing her dissatisfaction on her unfortunate month. It seems like Willow has some serious meat with her mother Jada, and individuals are humming with hypotheses: is Jada actually a horrendous mother? Has the brilliant couple Will and Jada at last come upon a difficult situation? This family has forever been known for their eccentric ways. In any case, things are truly raising a ruckus around town now that their own girl is standing up. Willow has had enough of the Smith family's remarkable way of life and won't hesitate to give the world no-access reality. This isn't the initial time she's focused on the difficulties of growing up with such renowned and flighty guardians. As the vocalist affirms, existence with Will and Jada was a long way from a fantasy, and it's been a long and rough street for the youthful celebrity, tracing all the way back to when she previously hit the music scene. Willow uncovered that she really wasn't content with the manner in which Jada took care of her apparently unexpected phenomenon. As a youngster, I just have one horrible experience, which is whip my hair, Willow said when gotten some information about the time she experienced issues interfacing with her folks. Simply that the upsides of individuals around me ought to have been the contrary. You and Daddy ought to have been similar to approve. We esteem her melodic development and information more than her prevalence. In spite of her little girl Willow's cases of a troublesome home life, Jada Pinkett Smith accepted she was really helping her out. The 50-year-old entertainer made sense of that. She experienced childhood in an alternate time where endurance was critical, and she and Will thought they were placing their girl in a good position, yet it just so happens that was just the start of Willow's battles as a Smith kid. As a matter of fact, the 21-year-old vocalist has uncovered considerably more marvelous insights concerning her childhood, including a few genuinely captivating methods of reasoning that were utilized in her childhood. And where did these ways of thinking come from, you request? As a matter of fact, Jada's own show. On that episode from Red Casual Conversation, Willow Smith plunked down with her mother Jada and her grandma Adrienne Banfield Norris to discuss the utilization of disgrace as a nurturing device. As they dug into the subject, Willow focused on her initial relationship with her folks and considered a portion of the additional difficult minutes she courageously imparted to the gathering how she felt like she had been disgraced by her mother, particularly during times when she was battling. Sincerely, when I was more youthful, I would simply get very profound and like I get very close to home now, she said, yet you would take a gander at me and afterward you would resemble, better believe it, you can like cry, however do it around there, like go into your room and do it around there, like you driving me away for crying, like I'm a terrible individual for crying. Jada made sense of that. She had a ton of those minutes as a parent that had a ton to do with me not having the option to deal with my own tears, she said when asked by Jada whether there was anybody in her life she'd needed to excuse. Willow said, I most certainly needed to pardon you and Daddy for that entire thing. It was for the most part Daddy, since he was so brutal at specific times. You might think you've heard it all with regards to Jada Pinkett Smith's whimsical nurturing strategies. However, this most recent stunner will leave your mind whirling. While the entertainer has endured analysis for her little girl Willow's to some degree uncommon jokes, including a disputable photograph at 13 years old with a more seasoned man and going shirtless early on, things took a dull turn when Willow uncovered she had been slitting her wrists. Willow conceded being on a descending twisting, saying she had begun to self-hurt. I feel like I lost my mental stability at one point. It was after that entire thing, and I had quite recently quit singing. Examples, and I sort of was in this ill-defined situation. Who am I? Do I have an object? Is there whatever I can do other than this? She said she was cutting myself doing insane things, yet happened to her after the single was delivered. She was around 9 years of age at that point and never let her family know. Going on a 9-year-old cutting herself. What did Jada do to the unfortunate kid? She added, after the visit and the advancement and each of that, they believed me should complete my collection and I was like, I won't do that. And after the entirety of that sort of settled down and it resembled a sort of low, it was 2 or 3 years really attempting to recapture trust for not feeling like I was being paid attention to her, like nobody minded how I felt. She proceeded with, she even uncovered she wound up becoming polyamorous. Might that at any point be on the grounds that she felt in affection by her own Family seems to be Willow wasn't the main individual that felt like Jada was truly making things challenging for her youngsters. Take a gander at what this client needed to say. That Lady Jada appears to just think about herself. Bills ought to move far away from her before she obliterates him, and he ought to move those children away from her too. He clearly needs assistance and she's simply pouring fuel on the coals. One more client said Jada is a serious egotist and egomaniac. She gaslights Will, her kids, and everybody around her. She feels no regret for her activities, nor does she get a sense of ownership with them. That is some significant mental maniacal conduct Will has taken care of. Into her toxic substance excessively. He's become so mutually dependent he doesn't understand what's correct any longer. Their kids most likely don't have any idea what truth and reality truly is. I feel terrible for willing the children. That is not love, that is maltreatment. While Jada Pinkett Smith has apologized for her nurturing disasters in bringing up her kids, fans are pointing the finger solidly at her. Is the issue, particularly given what's been uncovered about her union with Will as of late? I'm a parent. You have these gigantic goals in any event for yourself, since we as a whole are coming into nurturing with our own experience growing up anyway in an amazing new development. Willis is by all accounts more comprehension of her folks' periodically wild relationship than the vast majority, and for what reason wouldn't she? They've been living respectively. In a new meeting with the Free the Blunt vocalist shared her experienced viewpoint on her folks' promising and less promising times. While this may be an ill-defined situation for most children, Willow has a ton to say and she won't hesitate to impart her considerations to the world. I feel I've generally perceived that my folks are their own kin. Willow, she doesn't have a clue about her folks as being something besides who the world currently sees. A ton of children consider their folks like your entire personality is for me, yet seeing them in this way of life we had from an extremely youthful age, it was obvious to me they weren't simply my folks, said Willow. They're full others who have their own feelings, growing up with guardians who were at that point in the public eye. Willis' battles with her personality are really reasonable. After all, how would you reshape yourself when the world as of now suspects they know who you are? Nevertheless, in a new meeting, the vocalist uncovered that the Red Casual Conversation show has given her and her family a protected and taut road to communicate their thoughts unafraid. She reflected, when that happens, it's energizing for me when alternate points of view begin to emerge and conflict somewhat. Such a great deal the time we simply concur. Go young lady, 100 micrometers. So I like when that happens. That is the manner by which you develop. In the event that you're continuously concurring, you're not making a novel thought. Willow Smith has made considerable progress from her young life battles and presently has a superior comprehension of her folks, as confirmed by her new explanations. Regardless of the difficulties that accompany being brought into the world to popular guardians, she has found comfort in the Red Casual Conversation show, which has given a protected and illuminating stage for her family to put themselves out there anyway. Ongoing occasions have driven many fans to address Jada Pinkett Smith's nurturing and conjugal abilities, yet at the same time perhaps Willow is onto something with her comprehension and pardoning toward her mom. Will Smith as of late took to web-based entertainment to share an endearing and diverting recognition for his girl Willow, and the web is totally cherishing it. The Oscar-winning entertainer, who is set to co-star close by Michael B. Jordan in Iron Legend 2, posted 2 wonderful pictures of himself and his 22-year-old girl on Instagram, and alongside a diverting daddy little girl image. The image showed an extreme-looking person eating meat with a Bowie blade with the text of "Ladies who can order me hasn't been conceived at this point," followed by an image of a similar person in a tutu and pixie wings having a casual get-together with his little girl 4 years after the fact. In the photos, what should be visible embracing Willow on a field and imparting a delicate second to her during a photograph shoot exhibiting their nearby bond. The Liberation star subtitled the post with, "That daddy girl thing is genuine," and a significant number of his fans have lauded the lovable bond he imparts to his girl that is supportive of the video. People, gratitude for watching and farewell.